The former editor-in-chief of Essence magazine wants to write a new chapter in the lives of the less fortunate. Up next on Comcast Newsmakers.
Bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Welcome back to Newsmakers. Susan Taylor's writing has inspired millions for more than 37 years. She had the ear of her readers. Now she has her sights set on the community. While on a recent visit to the Boys and Girls Club of Lauderhill, she talked about her past and dreams for the future.
When I joined Essence, we had 50,000 readers, and today we have 8.2 million readers. There's a real responsibility in that, to know what you're talking about, to raise issues that are really critical to people's lives, to the advancement of people's lives, and having the responsibility and the opportunity to speak to black women was just beyond anything so large a group of black women and men, because 30% of the Essence audience is actually male. Really helped me to know what I had to do to grow as a human being.
Not only did Susan grow, but so did her purpose. And the biggest catalyst was one of the worst tragedies this country has ever seen.
After Katrina, everything changed. Essence has a real presence in New Orleans. It's where the Essence Music Festival is, and we've been going there at that time for 12 years, and there were so many friends who had become family members, and when we saw the tragedy unfolding there, and the lack of response to really helping people restore their lives, not just in New Orleans, but all throughout the Gulf Coast, I just said, we have to do something. So I decided to create something called Essence Cares that was really targeting the African American community and trying to enlist us to mentor our young people.
Both projects close to her heart took total dedication and commitment, but something had to give.
I left Essence because I couldn't do both. I tried. I tried to continue doing what I was doing at Essence and also build this movement. And so I just said to myself, you have more than enough. You really do. You know, if you don't go shopping every day, you have more than enough. And people really feel like they never have enough. And I believe that I owe the rest of my life to my community.
For Susan, giving back to the community also meant looking at some hard facts of life.
We want to be America the Beautiful. We ought to be America the Beautiful. And we can't be America the Beautiful with 30 million people in the wealthiest country in the world going to sleep hungry every night, and 3 million homeless people. So we have work to do.
And that work includes taking a bold look at some of the areas hardest hit by this country's disparities. The educational system.
We who are in our right minds have to be brave. That's what's lacking. Bravery, courageousness. We just can't go along with what is. How do we allow youngsters in this nation to sit in schools without textbooks? And this is what you find in every poor community, whether we're talking about Latinos, blacks, whites, Native people, Asian people. You have youngsters all over this nation, poor children in schools with broken windows. You have youngsters with schools with teachers who aren't trained adequately, who are underpaid, who don't have resources, who have broken blackboards, who don't have chalk, toilets that don't flush, water, no drinking water. I mean, we're not invited. You're not, as a media person, and neither am I, invited into schools like that, but they exist on our watch. And what I'm saying is hell no. Hell no.
Susan paints a picture of how much worse things could be without sacrifices paid by those who came before us.
There'd be no center here for black people, but for those brave individuals who took, billy clubs to their heads, who withstood the hoses and the dogs that were set against them for doing what? For trying to just say, can we sit at the lunch counter? Can our children just go to school with your children? Can we kind of just heal the divide between the races?
Having a fortunate life requires giving back and calling on those who can also help make a difference in the community.
This is really what my life has to be about. It has to be about using all the connections that I have, any clout that I have, any resources that I have, to restore the millions of lives that are in peril in the wealthiest country in the world.
This hour's newsmaker has been Susan Taylor, spreading a message of healing and change to our communities. I'm Spiro Canton for Newsmakers. Thanks for watching.
The preceding has been a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers. And now, back to CNN Headline News.